all carved stone. There is some question about how old these doorways are. Some argue that it was part of they were part of the original nunnery. Others believe they were put in by the tape. Indicates the lands that Delaprey were in charge of. So if you think of us a bit like a headquarters, and then all of these lands around here they would have taken in tithe from, or they would have taken in rents from, and they were in control of these lands. And you can see it goes really far, right up to, you know, parts of Fotheringay, into Peterborough, etc. So yeah, they really were for 400 years a hub of the community. This wall wasn't here, it would have been a much larger space, but it is the only fireplace in the whole building that we can light. So as part of the restoration we made sure it was safe to be lit, and it can be, which is wonderful when it is. Now during the Tudor period, corridors weren't really a vibe. So to get from one bedroom to the next, thousands of acreage. Now, his brother was the eldest son who inherited the family estate, which is Longford Castle down in Wiltshire. They're the Earl of Radnor's, and they're still going to this day. So Edward was the second son. So you can get your bearings, the front door is just down there, so that's where the slightly unimpressive entrance hall is compared to this one. So they to be in charge of this building. Now, Everard did marry, but he didn't have any sons. He was a military man, and he fought at the Battle of Waterloo. It dates from 1872 onwards, when John Augustus Shield-Bouverie took over the Delaprey estate. And there was no expense. He went hell for leather. So the gold on these columns is gold leaf, it's pure gold. We've had to restore all this, by the way. This was all painted white when we took the property over. So the restorers and historians that we found in an auction. It's just an amateur artist that was visiting for the weekend. So we've managed to replicate this, because when we came in again to do the restoration, the walls were painted blue and all the shelving was painted white. So big restoration job to be done, and we're very lucky to have had this photo to work off, because we don't have photos of any of the other rooms from this period. Unlike a lot of stately, towards the end of her life, and she wanted to move back into Delaprey. So with permission of the War Office, she did move back into the property.
The Earls, the Dukes and Barons, they would have done this. Most of the soldiers would have built this, which, I mean, even if you just feel it, it's literally just cloth, padding, arrows straight through, pole arms. You're not.
Just changed it to the square one, so that we had it here a couple of years ago as well. Yeah.